Don't know if you can see that. There's water on the side of the road there. Oh, just keep on the road. I've been going for more than half a mile already, and there's just been solid water, non-stop on the side of the road. And it just goes and goes, and that's going into someone's dam. All the paddocks are all flooded out. I have already gone through water 4 times on this same road in the last mile. And these things are brand new and they squeak like hell. I went through another one that was actually worse than that. I expected this bridge here may be flooded, but we seem to be alright. But yeah, just a bit of a flat area along this road, and as a result, I had to cross through water 4 times. And I could see a 5th place where it had been flowing, but it's since stopped. Yeah, right, 23.5 mil the other day, and hello! Off the meter. It looks like about 37 millimetres. And to give you an idea, I think 32 mil, about there, is like 1.5 inches. Ooh. That'd be some wind, and that's up there. That's just friggin' ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, there I can push a bit to pour it out, eh? Look at that, I can pat your belly. A certain van-dwelling e-beggar can't even get a dog to obey him. You got my pussy. Alrighty, well, this is a little dam beside the road. Yeah, that would be a duck. That flows down there, and that thing there is like a little swamp thing. The other little one you can see just here, that's hidden mainly by dirt and grass. That actually goes right back to there, and that's a decent sized mid-dam, and then there's my big one you can see over there. And I tell you what, it is in full flight. And so is a particular waterfall. There's another duck, by the way. Can't see him, he's a lighter colour. And all this crap here is, I don't know, it used to be like a vehicle track or something. See, at one point all this was cropped out in barley. All the front here, and then everything back there, right back to, oh well. Oh, there you can see the trees there, right in the middle. Yeah, back to the house. So, or basically back to the almond trees. So anyway, it seems as though that track has sort of remained indented in the ground for a long time since. There would be more ducks. I don't think you really see them. Anyways, we're going to go and look at this waterfall first, then we're going to have a look at that. And trust me, that there doesn't look like shit. When you get over, it is frickin' massive. That is, bloody hell, it's like 80 metres in that direction. I'm not joking. It's blowing out of the dam there. It's a bit windy, but when we get down here, you'll see. You can hear it rumbling the whole time. Sort of cascading down here. That's one dam there, but here's the Flaming Ripper. Now you must note this is actually privately owned by my parents. And when we get a good angle here, And the wind stops blowing. Bloody wind. It's a little bit slippery, so I got to be careful of this bullshit of getting too close. If it wasn't for all the wind, you'd probably hear it flowing rather good. It's rather noisy around here, just from all going through the rocks and everything. There we go, it's the finger off the microphone. Reasonably noisy. Where we go through with the quad bike through here. Bit of a wider part. This is a dam that I was saying about that was built by that backhoe. The dam wall used to go and well, it needed an overflow, so I blew the shit out of it and made its overflow. It was just one day she just ripped the whole fucking wall out from here back to there. That doesn't look like much. It is quite deep. The depths have dropped down. Oh, you know, shit. Probably 8 foot drop or something underneath this. Yeah, it'd be about 8 foot. Now here's the sort of the big tri-intersection. There's one coming from there, another one coming from here. This is this other dam I've showed a few times. That's the wall of it up there. Comes through, bang, joins into this. And this one here actually comes from my dam. Well, it comes from this dam, and then over that is my dam. I'll show you, you'll see what I mean. There's a couple of box thorns up here too. They burned them out a few years ago. There's another pool there. That's about 2.5 foot deep at least. Just this piece here. We'll walk across here somewhere. A bit of a box thorn burn out, but it come back. Look at it, it's trimmed like a bloody hedge. as the sheep, just attacking the hell out of this thing for 3 years, biting the leaves off every chance they get. And you're right back to the blooming stems, right in here. Nibbling the buds off the stems and everything. I wouldn't mind it if the boxons on my place were like that, because they never come back any good. Yeah, anyway, that's another pull thing. Like I was saying. This is a bunch of rocks we collected at one point to try and stop it digging out. I think this was another bloomin' pondy thing like that, and so we tried to stop it blowing out by filling up with rocks. A bit of chicken wire and a star picket. I think that was obviously what we were doing at the time, but he's worried it was, ooh, that's a bit deep. He's worried it was causing washouts, so he's trying to fill them up, but that also was a bit of a about 2 foot deep pond or something like that. This is where it gets good. He's put a real effort into this. This just kept blowing out bigger and bigger. As the years went on, we had a couple of good rains that were sort of, you know, actually worse than this. Significantly worse than this, because all the flipping roads got blocked off, and I mean blocked off like they were. The bridge down below my place was 10 foot underneath the water. I managed to get over that bridge without a problem. Today it was still another 6 foot off even touching the bottom of it. But in previous years, it's been a hell of a lot worse. And this was shaping up to be worse if it didn't stop raining for half a day, as it has. Anyway, this used to keep blowing out. So as part of clearing all those rocks that I showed with the star pickets and the little white bits, there's a big bit he cleared. I showed it about a month or so ago. This is where all these rocks ended up. He tried to sort of make a gabion cage sort of a thing using chicken wire. And I must say, long and short of it is, it has been quite successful. And all this here, this used to be bloody 4 foot deep. At least 4 foot, probably 4.5 foot. And it's all full of rocks. From here, right up through into here, and you can see them all there. I come past here a week ago, right? And this thing had about 2 foot of water in it. A week ago, 2 foot of water. About now, she'll have about, trying to work it out, probably about a 10, 11 foot, something like that. Yeah, hang on. I'll go this way because I can get over the fence. Hang on. Alrighty, the other side now. This is officially the boundary fence. It's primarily underwater. Yeah. Have a look at this. I'll put my finger over the microphone. Hang on. This is my one here. Yeah, I'm not joking when I say 1/3 of an acre covered in water. Yeah, unfortunately, when the summer comes and all that, this will go down pretty quick back to the original hole. It's sort of like around there-ish, and it sort of ends about here somewhere with the original hole, and that's some of the dirt out of the original hole, which is like a little island, but only when it's completely full. Otherwise, just a big hump of dirt on the side. Well, you hit the jackpot. I didn't. I was going to show it the other day when I was saying this one was 2 foot deep. This thing here was probably 2 foot off hitting the highest point, like the top of the hole that's dug. And then it's sort of 18 inches deep from the top of the hole. And that'll be somewhere sort of only about halfway into this water mass here, it'll go from, you know, half an inch or whatever to 18 inches deep, and then all of a sudden it drops into the major hole, somewhere in about half of this. So a lot of this looks like it's big, but the reality is literally half of it is no more than 18 inches deep. And that 18 inches will drop down quite quickly as the heat of summer kicks in, and then the remaining heap will stay there quite well. And yes, on occasion I do swim in this. It's probably not the sort of thing you don't want to be wearing earplugs in. I try and keep my head above water most of the time. But, you know, when everyone does this sort of crap out here in the country. They all swim in muddy water, and you get resistant to anything that would otherwise make you sick anyway. So, but I don't like the idea of putting my head underwater because of possible ear infection. But other than that, I tell you what, there's been days where it is over 100 Fahrenheit, and I'll be found down here swimming, and it is as cool as cool. It actually feels like it's about ridiculously low, like about bloody 63, 4 degrees Fahrenheit underneath the water. I mean, that is really how cold it is. And you have it over 100 degrees Fahrenheit outside, and tell you what, it doesn't take much to jump in. The fear of an ear infection isn't great enough to stop me, I'll put it like that. Now, this is the overflow. This is actually about 2 foot deep, a lot of this, at least 1.5 foot anyway. And then, yeah, it sort of has a bit of a nondescript end about here, and then just flows straight through. I remember being out here with all the bonfires. I burnt one off right there. It was a bonfire of... no, it might have been actually here. Yeah, it was here. The grass gone to charcoal. That's where I burned it off, right here. Anyway, it's a reasonably impressive size, but once the hot weather kicks in and everything dries out, it goes down fairly quickly for that first 18 inches, like I was saying. Now there's the other big patch of burnt boxthorn right there, after towing it out of the fence line area there. Some of you may remember that we towed a bunch out on a fence line, and it was a massive pile. It was right there, and we towed it out to there, and we burnt the lot, and I mean every last skerritt got burnt, which was good, very good. There's nothing but a couple of odd prickles just left in the grass there, that's about it. See a bit of breeze still, but you can probably hear the frogs. Now they shut up as I get near to them. Oh. Here's the track here that goes between my house and my parents' house. And this is the one here you've seen earlier on. That's where I showed the first video. That's the little thing up there against the road. And this patch all along here was where it flows into here. And that's sort of why it's a bit wider on this side. But it's also wider on this side too, because it comes in from these other dams and ultimately from the drainage along this road here. And that's the house over there. If you can hear that, there might be a bit of wind noise still. It's all the frogs, they go freaking crazy. On that note, Black Kitty's trying to eat bloody frogs now. Little bugger. She got 2 of them this morning. You know, some that hops around, and of course it's all very interesting to the cat. She's not too keen on eating them though. She'll eat the odd one, but most of them are just too friggin' rubbery or something. I don't really like her eating them, to be honest, but she's gonna bloody do it in the middle of the night if she doesn't do it in front of me anyway, so... And this is the other one that you usually can't see because of the humps of dirt that are around it. And a bit of long reeds that sort of hides it from the road. Didn't stop people from coming and deciding they'd fish in it. And even since I've had it, there's been people trying to fish in the end one here. Bloody shit you. Anyway, we lost everything in regards to yabbies, which are like a freshwater... Oh, they're basically a crawfish in American terms. Like a, you know, freshwater shrimp thing. They're not native. They're, I don't think anyway, they're deliberately bred. And we had them here, and after the drought we lost them all. And multiple times I've been looking at ads of people selling them who breed them up, and I've meant to go and do it because I can get 100 of them for like $120 and chuck it at this thing. And have I done it? 5 years later, no. Never seemed to get around to it. I'm too tight for money at the time, or I got too many other projects on the go, and blah blah blah, and you got to be there to pick them up, and yeah. I should though, because we used to get a decent feed out of it all. I don't know what that's coming from. But anyway, this here comes from this little swamp thing. Appear to be upsetting a few birds, I think. This is this sort of roadway around where they used to have the barley. And this has sort of remained indented. And as a result, there's a few tyre marks, and it tends to just flow in this area. This here is the swamp part. This stays full of water for a long time. I got some very angry plovers. Still full of reeds. This gets absolutely covered in frogs. I mean, there would be hundreds of frogs in this patch from here to here. And this tends to hold water long after everything dries out. It's like a little swamp bit full of reeds and sort of shallow, and you always see birds, heron and stuff like that trying to pick out things, probably more frogs, to eat them. There you go, this bit here. It's always been, this middle part's been a bit of a trouble to drive through because it's been full of water. You always hit this other little wet patch before, and that just comes through here. Of course, all from the same place. With a bit of luck, I'll actually be able to show you it flowing off the side of the road into this, because there's a bloody big drain, you see? That's the neighbour's dam. And some of it goes into here, some of it goes into mine. Yeah, actually this is just flowing straight off the roadside, straight in here. And this is the other dam. This is the smallest of them all, but this is still about, I don't know, 4 foot deep or so. Yeah, it's only about 4 foot, this one. There's a drain sitting somewhere in here. This used to actually be fuelled even in the summer by a mains water leak that was about a bloody half-mile up this road here. My uncle used to tell me it was a spring, and I was like, no friggin' way. Everything else was dry except this one. And it was a bloody mains water leak. And that's the drain right there. And here's where it all flows in from said drain. Oh, yeah. Fuck. Jesus, that went flat on my ass. Oh, there we go. That's sort of deep enough. And of course, once his one there fills up, then it naturally just starts diverting into this, and then comes from that side to this side and straight in. But all the stuff down this side here, I get that anyway. And then get his side once his gets to the point of overflowing. And then it basically continues on through all this, down that waterfall into a major river. There we go. Alrighty, here's the other one here. Part of this whole three-way connection. Little dam, it's just there. This is a huge big bank. I showed this side of this big bank. Ain't nothing going to blow that out. Like the size of it. Now this is what we, well not me, somebody else, destroyed the wheelbarrow of the tractor trying to do. Going down from there to there, boom, come right out the other side. And in the process they increased the size of this about, oh hell, at least 3 times the size. The depth of this is, oh shit, it is ridiculous. Honestly, I don't know. It's more than 10 foot deep, I'll tell you that. It might be 12 foot deep. It is so deep, it is crazy, because it just goes right down and then in and then back up again. Yeah, it's the deepest one there is, basically, but it is shockingly deep. And this looks like nothing, but it goes down so deep I can walk down in there, and you will not see me stand on this road if I'm down in there. I mean, you just, even if I'm in the middle, you won't even see me at all. I'm just so deep when this is empty, which it hasn't been for a while. Anyway, this here is, I've ran the gauntlet through this many times, as you can probably see by the car tracks. This is part of the track I go back to my place. There's another couple of ducks. A lot of ducks around, needless to say. And yeah, I've ran the gauntlet through here many times, spinning wheels and spitting mud. And this one also feeds off the same roadside here that mine feed off. Well, where I had my car before, with the original video, I was up there, basically. And yeah, because of the little dam there, if that overflows through the pipes, this has got 2 pipes, and out we go into this one. And this one actually overflows on the opposite side, so it doesn't sort of just come straight in and just go straight back out again through there. It's got to sort of go right across, and then that ensures that your dam is, you know, very well filled. And yeah, like I say, you wouldn't want to step off here because it'll be over your head straight away. And this here is almost a sheer drop straight down. It's a pretty damn steep one, I'll put it like that. And the characteristic rocks packed in at the end, a bit there, and then that overflows off. It goes down to join